Hey, what's up guys? It's Kish here from Porygon Tube, and I am here with a brand new video today featuring the Glaceon and Garbodor deck. So, I've been talking to my friends about this deck and we think it's pretty good. Basically, Glaceon is the new evolution from Ultra Prism, and it's got the ability Freezing Gaze. So, as long as it's in the active position, your opponent's Pokemon GX and EX can't use their abilities rather. So, the thing that really makes this deck tick is the Energy Evolution Eevee. So when you attach a basic water energy from your hand, you can straight away go and get the Glaceon GX and evolve straight up. So turn 1, if you start Eevee in the active, you can get ability lock straight away for your opponent's EX and GX. Now why is this so strong? Because most decks use Tapu Lele for Bridget on the first turn to go and get their setup. So you might think, okay, you're running Glaceon to stop abilities from EX or GX. Why do you need Garbodor? So Garbodor obviously blocks all abilities, and it will include your own Tapu Lele and your own Energy Evolution Eevee. Well, the reason we run Garbodor is because there are abilities on non-EX and non-GX Pokemon which are very relevant in the format at the moment. So there's Magnezone from Ultra Prism in the new Magnezone Dustmane Necrozma deck. There's Vikavolt in Vikabulu. There's also Octillery. A lot of big basic decks rely on Octillery for draw. Having Garbotoxin makes it so that you have a lot of good matchups across the board as long as you can make the ability lock stick. In addition, for your opponents to use their EX and GX Pokemon, their abilities rather, they can obviously Guzma around Glaceon and bring something else into the active. But in order for them to use their abilities while you have Glaceon and Garbodor, they need Guzma plus Field Blower to blower the tool off the Garbodor. So they need to have that in hand, and without being able to trade with Zoroark or Tapu Lele for supporters, it's very difficult for them to get that. And then even if they do get that, they've played their supporter for the turn, they've played Guzma, so there's not too much else they can do. Yeah, sure, they can trade up and get a lot of cards, but you can end them straight away. So Glaceon and Garbodor, there is some redundancy there in that they're both blocking abilities, but having them both in play at the same time is extremely powerful because, as I said, your opponent needs Guzma to get around Glaceon and Field Blower. So with all that combined, it makes it very difficult, very oppressive for them to execute their strategies. So let's have a look at Glaceon's attacks. So as with typical Garbodor decks, you just need a decent attacker while Garbotoxin's in play, because Garbotoxin is such a strong ability, just being able to block your opponent's whole strategy by ability locking them. So Frost Bullet is basically Night Spear from Darkrai, but for water and double colorless, you can hit 90 and 30 to a bench, and it's got a really nice GX attack, Polar Spear GX. It does 50 times the number of damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. So if you snipe a bench for 30, you can use Polar Spear GX to hit it for 150, plus the 30 that's already on there. So that's 180, and then if you have Choice Band, that's 210. So that's beautiful numbers, really, in this format. 210 is really what you want to be hitting a lot of the time. So, supporting cast, we got one Tapu Lele because sometimes you just open with no supporter in hand and just Ultra Ball, but really Tapu Lele is not super useful. We have Mewtwo for the Swole Buzzwole, so Buzzwole can run you over if they manage to power up a huge Buzzwole. They can just Absorption and then Knuckle Impact and take like 4 prizes. So Mewtwo's in there as a deterrent and also to take out a Buzzwole if it ever gets to that stage. In addition, we have one Lapras. So Lapras is a great attacker in this deck because it allows you to get that one big one-hit KO, which the deck really lacks. So Glaceon can only hit 90-30 and you can only Polar Spear once, and your opponent can really see that coming a lot of the time. Blizzard Burn allows you to get that big one-hit KO, 160 plus 30 for a Choice Band's 190, so you're knocking out Buzzwoles, you're knocking out Tapu Leles and things like that. So really, really good attack. We have Aqua Patch to power it up, so it's not too difficult to power it up. And in addition, its weakness is Grass, whereas Glaceon's weakness is Metal, so it gives you weakness coverage in that respect as well. So that's really nice. It also knocks out Dustmane Necrozma in one hit. So we run 4 Aqua Patch. Now you can't Aqua Patch to Eevee, which is unfortunate, so you need a Glaceon in play, or you need Lapras. We run 4 because it's actually quite difficult to keep getting energy attachments, particularly when people are playing things like Enhanced Hammer and things like that. So your main lose condition is not being able to consistently attack with Glaceon or Lapras. So that's why we run 4 Aqua Patch. You can probably cut down to 3 if you want to make space for something, but I wouldn't go any less than that because then it's just too random when you get it. 2 Field Blower, blowing Parallel City rather, is very important. Parallel City can reduce your damage and reduce their opponent's bench, so they can get rid of damaged Pokemon. So if they play the red side towards you, that really knocks you down to 70 and 10 with your Frost Spears. So that's very average compared to 90-30, so important to blow those. 1 Nest Ball seems pretty random, but again, your main lose condition is not being able to power up attackers, so it's just another out to get a basic onto the board. 1 Rescue Stretcher, probably not super necessary, but it's nice to have the insurance in case you have to do an ugly Sycamore early. 4 Ultra Ball, pretty stock standard. The Ultra Ball engine is in every deck pretty much. Cynthia, 3 of, just a good draw supporter. 4 Guzma is very necessary because you want to be taking out their threats on the bench, or at least getting the first hit on a threat on the bench, because, as I said, you can't get that big one-hit KO with Glaceon GX. So bringing up something and just getting the first hit on it is sort of like a pseudo one-hit KO. You're hitting it before it hits you. 3 N, N's pretty good. Helps you draw cards. So we're running basically 10 draw supporters. So you're hoping never to brick. That's the thing about Garbodor decks. Unlike other decks which have Octillery and Zora as their draw engines, with a Garbodor deck you don't really have that. So you need to supplement your supporter line a bit more. Play higher draw supporter counts. So I'm playing 3 Cynthia, 3 N, and 4 Sycamore. 3 Choice Band, because hitting 120 with a Glaceon is super nice. That sets up a lot of things for 2-hit KOs. In addition, Mewtwo with a Choice Band can 1-hit KO fully powered Buzzwole. So there's a lot of good stuff happening with the Choice Bands in there. And as I said, Lapras can hit 190 with a Choice Band. 4 Float Stones, because you have a lot of bad starters in the deck. You're only running 4 Eevees, and you've got Mewtwo, Tapu Lele, 2 Trubbish, and a Lapras. So you're running 5 other starters. So you need to get it out of the active spot so you can use the Float Stone to do that. In addition, obviously, it's a tool for Garbodor. So 7 tools is perfect. Never find myself short of it. And the energy count, 4 DC and 9 water, I've found to be a pretty sweet spot. 9 water means you usually get it on the first turn. And 4 DC just to keep powering up Glaceons. So that's pretty much the deck, guys. Let's jump into the ladder and see if we can get a few games off. It's a pretty oppressive deck. It matches up really well against Zoroark variants because they're so reliant on their abilities. They play low draw support accounts, so you can really punish that. Okay, so it looks like fighting Psychic. What could this be? Could be Buzzwole. Buzzwole is probably the worst matchup for this deck, I would say. So, yeah, it could be Buzzwole Garb, actually. So, that might be a bit of an issue. Because they're a Garb variant, they don't really care about your ability lock, and they usually run Trashalanche, so that could be an issue. We might have to see how this one goes. Okay, we mulligan. So I apologize, guys. I'm just recovering from a cold, but I was pretty excited about this deck, so I just wanted to get the video out. And I think Garbotoxin's going to come back in a big way. The Duskmane Necrozma deck is just way too strong not to have a check on it. So, and you might think Metal Weakness is bad for Glaceon, and it is. Like, it's bad, but it's not the worst thing in the world because you're blocking their abilities. So, yeah, I mean, Necrozma still needs 4 energy to KO you. They can't do it with a Choice Band and 3 energy because they're only hitting 90. Which doubles to 180, with the 3 energy attack. So they still need their 4 energies, and it is Buzzwole Garb. So if they have 4 energies, they're knocking out anything anyway, so Glaceon doesn't really care about that. But it's not a great matchup, because they can attack with other things like Magnezone and stuff. But you can still win. Okay, so Ultra Balling for Tapu Lele. So the other thing is this deck is obviously much stronger going first than it is going second, because you can get the turn 1 ability lock. Okay, so thankfully my opponent missed that elixir, otherwise we might have been in trouble. Might have to Sycamore this double colors. Okay, so let's energy evolution. Oh man, we've prized 2 Glaceon. So that's the disadvantage of running 3. And we prized a water. Don't see anything else. Okay, Cynthia and a Sycamore. Oh no, Sycamore's in our hand. We prized how many Guzma? Just 1. Okay. So yeah, we've priced 2 Glaceon, so that's really bad. I might just. Oh man, this is tough. I don't want to Sycamore because I already have the DCE in hand, so I'm just gonna take a bit of a risk here and just pass. If he gets Floatstone Max Elixir Strong Energy or Floatstone Max Elixir Energy, then good on him. But I saw him Ultra Ball for a Lele and he didn't play it, so that was a mistake. I think he should have definitely played the Lele if that was his only way to get a supporter. And I think it probably was because he Ultra Balled for it. So now let's see. Okay, so my opponent's powering up a Buzzwole. So I almost don't. Oh man, top deck DC is really bad. Huh. I'm just gonna have to Sycamore here, guys. I almost don't want to attack this Trubbish until I have another Pokemon powered up. Okay, so we get a Lapras. I'm gonna throw that down. I'm gonna throw down this Eevee as well. Let's go ahead and grab a Cynthia before he puts in some ability lock. And I'm not going to attack here because we're just going to get knocked out if my opponent has an energy. So I'm just going to pass and just hope that they don't have a Floatstone or a way to retreat this Trubbish. And I think I'm going to start powering up Lapras. It's defensible to start powering up Eevee, but I've lost a double colorless. Tough decisions. Yeah, I think I'll start powering up Lapras. Because we've... I can't even power up Eevee. We've prized 2 Glaceon. So yeah, we're definitely powering up Lapras. Okay, here we see the Guzma. Okay, he's going to Jet Punch for the knockout here. So... I mean, I probably played a bit too conservatively on my first turn. I probably should have just Sycamore away the DCE. So opponent's got a Sycamore and nothing else. Okay, we see a Jet Punch come down. I mean, there are a few Pokemon. I mean, we can draw the Mewtwo here and get the return KO, so it's not too bad. Top deck DC's not that great. Let's put that down. I'm going to throw this down because I don't want to draw into it. No tools to Field Blower, so let's just Cynthia. Don't want to give my opponent more cards. Okay, let's get our Mewtwo out. We didn't hit a Floatstone. Let's just go ahead and get Mewtwo out. And let's see. Do I want to hit this for 120? Don't think that's too relevant. Let's just hit 90 and 30 snipe. And we need to hope we get a Floatstone here. We've got 4 in deck, so I don't see us missing it. But I need to decide whether it's worthwhile to attack with Lapras Ultra Ball. My opponent discards a Rainbow, which is great for us. We need to be aware of how many items we've got. We've got 3 items in the discard. We're probably gonna have to play a patch. Ugh. Carbink. Okay, so they're playing the Carbink break. So our prizes are sort of mapped out. We take this Buzzwole, and the Lele, and that's game. But we're going to be under a lot of pressure here. Thankfully we have an N, so once they knock this Glaceon out, we can put them down to 3. Palpad. There's a Garb. Okay, so he absorptions. Bit of a risk. Okay, we're down 2 DC, so this is awkward. Let's throw the Trubbish up. Okay, we get an energy. Man, this is pretty tough. Let's just go ahead and attach to Lapras. No, we don't need it on Lapras. Put the Choice Band on the Mewtwo. We need exactly Aqua Patch and Floatstone here, or a DC. This is really tough. I think attaching here is fine. What happens if we miss? And we just have to pass. Okay. I mean, we're ending them to 3. Do I have any more EVs? How many items have I played? I played 3 items, so I'm safe to do this. Maximize our odds of drawing here. Let's get a Trubbish. And let's go ahead and end. Okay, we missed the patch. And let's just evolve to Garb, because I don't want to see this later. We'll just have to pass here. So pretty bad turn. I think I was too conservative in my opening turn. I should have just sycamored that hand away and got some more attackers set up, because I top decked the DC straight afterwards as my next top deck, so that was really bad. Okay. Get DC, which is not that great. Although we can attack with Mewtwo, so it's not too bad. Okay. So my opponent's taking 1 prize here with Knuckle Impact. We can of course return KO. So let's do that. I don't want to give him some new cards. I've got a Guzma here, so let's just Psychic for the knockout. Cool. Okay, so we get a Floatstone and a Glaceon. Not great. So not really showing off Glaceon or Garbodor in this matchup. Basically just using the tech attackers, and that's what they're there for. Wow, so my opponent got a Buzzwole. Luckily we have a Guzma, so we can actually knock that thing out, which is great. So let's Floatstone this guy, and this is the real value of Mewtwo. Without Mewtwo, this matchup was just like terrible. So we can retreat. Let's do that. Let's attach the choice band now. Bench the Eevee, and let's Psychic. Cool. So if we get, okay, we got a Guzma. We just need a Water Energy here, and we can take out that Lele. Water Energy or Aqua Patch, and we're good. I definitely should have, yeah. Okay, they get a Float Stone. It's not doing a lot. And he can't attach the energy for Carbink because he's got no fighting Pokemon. He's got himself, I guess. That's good. So we do not get an energy. How much damage am I hitting here? Let's just evolve this. Okay, my opponent scoops. Let's see, it 60. So I was hitting him for 80, which is not that great. Anyway, so you see the importance of the attackers there in the Buzzwole matchup. So that's always a risk with Garbodor decks. If you race ahead in prizes and your board isn't set up, if your one attacker gets KO'd, then you're just out of the game. Okay, so it looks like we're playing against Volk. This should be pretty good for us. We have weakness on them, obviously, and we lock up all their abilities, so I mean, Volk can always win bad matchups. Now we're going second again. At least we start the Eevee, and we have a supporter, so things are looking good. Ooh, nice gold Ultra Ball. Yep, so we could be playing that Kiawe deck. Actually, that wouldn't be too, yeah, it looks like we're playing the Kiawe deck. That's not as good as Volk. Straight Volk, I think, is easy, but this Kiawe deck can just go off, as we can see here. So, how do we beat this thing? Man, they're getting a lot of stuff here. So we've got the Dawn Wings. Okay. How did they do that? Let's just evolve. That was strange, because now they can't Max Elixir. They're forced to like Kiawe or something. Unless they're playing Energy Switch. Otherwise they're just hitting me for 50 with Sacred Fire. So that was a pretty strange move. If he left the Ho on the bench, he'd be threatening a KO. So let's blow these two. Go ahead and Ultra Ball. Let's grab a Trubbish for next turn. A bit risky, but I think I'm more likely to naturally draw into an Eevee than I'm into a Trubbish. Okay, so let's see what my opponent can do here. Okay, so we're going to attach and just Sacred Fire, so yeah. Okay, that's fine, they hit the Trubbish, get an Ultra Ball, but don't want to discard any of this stuff, so let's just go ahead and end. Bit unfortunate we have to end, my opponent did absolutely nothing that turn. Okay, and I got a whole lot of garbage, so might not be getting knocked out. In fact, unless they play Choice Band. But they're already playing Fighting Fury Belt, so maybe they're not. Let's put the 30 on the Dawn Wings. Maybe Lele. I doubt we're ever going to see Dawn Wings in the active spot. So let's put it on Lele. And I need to draw an Eevee here. So you see what I said about your main lose condition being not drawing Eevees, not having attackers. So I'm going to be pretty gutted if they do have a choice band here. Okay, they're Sycamoring. Ninja Boy. What the? Okay, Max Elixir comes down. Can I afford to discard all this energy? Probably. Yep, so they just hit for 180, so cool. Oh my. Okay, now I can't afford to discard any of this energy. Top deck the DC again, and so we shall end and pray that we get an Eevee and a water energy. Okay, we got an Eevee but no water energy. So we'll drop the Leprous. Nest Ball grabs Eevee. Oh gosh. I mean, really? Got like 8 water energy in the deck. Like, any energy would have done there just to get an attachment in. I guess we'll Frost Bullet. And does this damage matter? No. No, no. Let's put the 30 here. So unfortunately, Power Heater does exactly 20. So, oh, we can attack. Because we got Aqua Patch, we've got the Glaceon in hand. Great news. So yeah, Power Heater does exactly 20 for the KO. Of course, he can't Steam Up because I have Glaceon in the active spot. And I'm going to go ahead and... I didn't check if Lele was in the deck. Fury Belt doesn't matter. Okay, so he's got Chert and Volk. Let's promote the Trubbish. So you see the strength of Glaceon there. We would have got rolled if we didn't have Glaceon. Let's Ultra Ball Field Blower and Guzma, because I don't know if Lele's in the deck or not. It is not. Of course it is not. And we only have 2 Floatstones. We prized 1. Oh, we've discarded 2. Great. Great, great, great. I therefore should not have gotten rid of that Guzma. Oh, but I needed to keep everything else. Yeah, let's just grab another Eevee. I should have checked if Lele was in the deck. That was my bad. So let's patch. So now they can use their abilities first and then Guzma to get a KO. Unless we draw one of our 2 Floatstones. Oh, which we do. The sack. The sack is real. Okay, let's Floatstone this guy. How do we not have any water in the discard? Anyway, no water in the discard. What else? Let's just Frost Bullet, and we'll put 30 on the Turtonator, because that has 190 HP, so we can't 2-shot it. We can't 1-shot it, sorry. Without 30. Okay. So we're looking alright now. There's no way that he can KO this at all, because of the ability lock from Glaceon, so very strong. So you just body Volk. But the Kiawe deck can beat you if they have Choice Band, because they can Choice Band a Ho-Oh and then knock you out, and then that's a lot of pressure to deal with. Okay, so we're probably going to see a Nitro Tank come down. Okay, Shell Trap. Shell Trap. So we're gonna get KO'd on the following turn. shuffle the deck. We got the stretcher for the Glaceon, so that doesn't matter. We got 9 energy in deck in the 23 card deck, so and 6 draw supporters. So of our 23 cards, 15 win us the game next turn. Okay, so done. Let's stretcher Glaceon, and we'll patch onto it. We cannot patch onto it. Did not realize that. Again, we do not have water in the discard. Okay, let's get these two. Maybe beta field blower so it doesn't blow the floatstone. And we can frost bullet. And let's just put 30 on Ho-Oh. Okay, so one of our prizes is Tapu Lele. Hey, we got it. Okay, so should be pretty good here. Of course, anything can happen with N. Usually these aggressive decks play very low or no counts of N. So they've already used 1 N. And obviously they can't Lele for it because I've got Glaceon in the active. So my opponent just deciding what to do. He does have the N. Sweet. We got time though because he can't one-hit a Glaceon. Okay. Top deck a Glaceon. Can we top deck DC one time? Or Sycamore? So we got time here because he can't Volcanic Heat. I mean, theoretically he could win on the next turn. That's fairly unlikely. Okay, so we top deck the DC. And that's just game. So you can see the strength of Glaceon just shutting off Volk's steam up. Of course, it's without that, it's probably 50-50 to be honest. Because they've got energy acceleration and can KO you. But with the ability lock, they struggle to one-hit KO you. So let's see if we can get one final game in, maybe against a Zoroark deck, hopefully. Or something which uses a lot of abilities. So I really haven't got the combo. I haven't gotten the Glaceon and the Garb together because I haven't needed it. And also I've been drawing very weird hands. Like at the end we had 9 energy in deck, in a 23 card deck. Okay, so we do start this time. And we are going first. Do we start EV Water Energy? We do not. But that's okay, we got actually a really good hand. So we can get the turn 1 ability lock, providing we get a water off the Sycamore. Okay, so top decking Floatstones, not too impactful. Let's Nest Ball. Grab an Eevee. I didn't actually check what we're playing against. I see a Remoraid, so probably just going to get an Eevee and a Lapras down. So, is Lele in here? It is. 1 Trubbish prized. 1 Cynthia. 1 Sycamore. 1 Choice Band. And that's it. And an energy looks like. How many DC do we have? 4. Okay, let's do that. Ultra Ball these two. Actually, might just grab another Eevee. We'll see what my opponent's playing before we get the Lapras out. Okay, Eevee, Floatstone, Choice Band, Sycamore, show us water. There's the water. And we did not draw all our Glaceons, thankfully. So let's do this. And we get our Glaceon out. Okay, great. So we got turn 1 ability lock. And we have a DC for next turn, so this is fantastic. Let's retreat. And we'll just pass it there. So you can see the strength of the card. So You can't Lele for Bridget here, has to open the Bridget in hand. Okay, we're playing against Buzzwole. And then Max looks it to the Regirock, which probably means they play multi-switch or energy switch or something like that. Or they just have absolutely nothing in hand, which is also possible. Okay, so we've got the DCE. We can evolve to Glaceon. We can Cynthia, because nothing else is useful. Okay, we got absolutely nothing useful there, so our old hand was better. So let's see. We can one-hit that. Can we one-hit it through? Yes, we can one-hit it through their attack. So let's Frost Bullet. We didn't get a Garb, unfortunately, so my opponent can get Octillery and get out of this. So we don't know what's in their hand. They might have a Lele that they can't use. They might have an Ultra Ball that they're waiting to get Octillery with. So we're going to race ahead pretty far here. So we are at risk of N. So we see the Regirock, Bedrock Press, 120. We can attach a DCE. Let's try and get Garb out in case they get an Octillery. We get Garb, great, don't even have the Ultra Ball for it. So do that. And so my opponent is totally locked right now. We can bench Lapras pretty safely. We've got Guzmas, and we can Polar Spear GX, which is a knockout, thanks to the Choice Band. And you can see the strength of the deck. I mean, my opponent could just have absolutely nothing, but they could also have like Lele and stuff, so so that is total ability lock. They would need a lot of cards to pull something off here. And yep, so they scoop. Alright, that was a pretty quick game. Let's see if we can get one more. Okay guys, so my PT Studio cut out in a Magnezone against the Magnezone deck, and it was a really good match. So I've asked my friend Vig if he would like to play a game against me, and we'll see how this deck stacks up against Magnezone, because that's obviously going to be the main concern going into the format. This is probably Magnezone Necrozma's the best deck going forward, so you definitely want to have at least a 50-50 matchup against it. Okay, so we're going first, which is great. So we'll start. So yeah, Vig's a great player from New Zealand. He day 2'd Worlds last year, so he knows what he's doing, and we have an atrocious hand. So let's see what happens here. Okay, thankfully he mulligans. Yeah, so I've asked him to play the Magnezone deck because, like, as I said, that's the best deck. So we wanna see that in this video. Okay, we draw 2. We get a supporter. Good news. Okay, we get a DCE. So I think we're just gonna do this and N and hope to get Ultra Ball Water or EV Water, because our hand's garbage. Genesect might be an issue. Oh my gosh. Right. So that did not go well. I'm just gonna pass here, I think. Now let's get out an Eevee. That was super annoying. Because yeah, I didn't know if Lele was in deck, and indeed it is not. That's the problem with running one Lele, you just can brick sometimes. So let's do that. So no energy. Let's see, does he have Lele for Bridget? Got an energy. And oh, he's got nothing as well. Okay, so we have a DC and nothing else. So he can manually power up and absolutely smoke us. I'm gonna put the Garb down because potentially we can stop him from doing anything. And we'll just retreat the Glaceon and pass. So, I mean, if he hits, I mean, he's gonna win probably. As long as he has an energy in hand to attach. We can't one-shot this Genesect. Yep, so he's got an energy. So we're gonna need to get pretty lucky here. Ultra Ball. So we would have had Lele. Unfortunately, we have drawn absolute garbage here. So the Garbodor shuts off the bench barrier that the Magnemite has, or solid unit, whatever it's called. Okay, we top deck water. So let's just do this. Frost Bullet. Sure, let's hit the Magnemite. And he's gonna get a KO. Coronet. He's got N, so yep, definitely gonna get a KO. There's no way he whiffs energy here. Yep. Okay, cool. So he gets the knockout. I mean, it's not too terrible for us. We're gonna end him down to 4, and we've got Garb up. So we just need to sack something here. So we'll do this. We'll do this. Put Mewtwo up. Mewtwo can take a hit. And we obviously block our own energy evolution, so let's just end. And we find absolutely no energy. Wow. Okay, this is not going well. We can retreat. I mean, we're still fine here. I'm gonna get another Eevee. Probably gonna Sycamore next turn, so just got these two. I'm gonna get another Eevee in case he has Guzma or something to knock out my only attacker. And let's pass. So we are bricking hard here. Fortunately for us, Vig sort of bricked as well. He's got Floatstone. He's got Sycamore. So if he finds Blower, that's not going to be good for us. Gets another Magnemite. Okay, so we need Aqua Patch, Glaceon, DC. So not super likely doable. We run for Aqua Patch, so like, it's possible as long as we don't top deck an Aqua Patch here. Get a DC, cool. Let's see, can I knock this out with Mewtwo? 20, 40, 60, 80, 110, 90 for resistance. Is that right? 20, 40, 60, 40, 60, 80, 110, and 90 for resistance. Yeah, so that's a knockout. So let's just do that. Let's save our EVs. Okay. So let's shuffle. We can Ultra Ball away. I'm gonna do this because I want to keep a Trubbish around in case it gets KO'd. So we can patch it up. And let's Psychic. Hey, Mewtwo. Alright, cool. back in the game, guys. So I mean, yeah, we can't get a knockout. So like ideally we could get like a Guzma and knock out both Magnemites because Garbodor's blocking the solid unit ability. So I'm not sure how many blower Vig's playing. I'm sure he's playing at least 2 because we've talked about it. But it can be very hard to find 2 blower at the right time. So we're going alright here. He's going to use the Radiant Star. He's got Skylar, so he's going to go and get a blower or a Magnezone. Or a Rare Candy, sorry. Cynthia. Okay. So must have good stuff in hand. Man, this is such a good card. The Solgaleo Prison. So good. Okay, so what's the plan here? We're down 3 patches. Wow. Guzma. We don't have an attacker though. Actually, let's do this. So we can attach here. We can Guzma this guy. And let's get the first hit on it. Set it up for a KO. We need to draw double colorless in Glaceon. He's not going to Sycamore. He's not going to N, I don't think. There's no way that he can tell that we have the Sycamore in hand. Ooh, Fury Belt. Alright. That makes life interesting. He's going to be able to Claw Slash here for a knockout. So the question is, can we power enough attackers to win this game? So you can see how good the Garb's been here. Okay, so can we do it? Get a water. Ugh. Let's just Sycamore. DC. A lot of Floodstones. Not much else. So we're going to have to GX here. And then hope that he doesn't have a way to knock out this Glaceon. We'll drop Eevee. No. Everything survives a Claw Slash except Eevee. But I'm going to get N, so I don't want to draw into this. I want to keep my blowers around. My Floatstones around. In case. Okay, so we whack him for 450 damage. Can he respond? So he needs... So actually if we get a DC here, we can take out both Magnemites to win the game. Okay, N. So... Sycamore and Cynthia. Great news. Radiant Star. Oh man. Can we win it? Can we clutch it out against Magnezone and Necrozma? Ooh, so close. Okay, we get a water, which is good. We can start powering up another Glaceon. And let's Sycamore. And really thin the deck down if we can. Okay, let's get our second Garb out. Oh, I'm anticipating N here, so I just need to get an attack off. So let's lower this. remove one float stone. Okay. So we can Frost Bullet here. Knock out this guy. And it's on Vig to try and stop us from winning here. DC is a good draw off the prize, so let's see if we can win it. Ultra Ball. What does he find? So he had the Lele, so the Glaceon plus Garb doing its job. Finds a Magnemite. So he's gonna have to. Does he find Blower? So he needs a lot of cards here. He can retreat to prolong his life by 1 turn. He does. And 160 HP is just out of range for a 2 snipes. Sun Eclipse GX. Ouch. Okay, things just got pretty hairy. Can we draw Guzma off the top to win? Guzma off the top to win. Wow. That was pretty nuts. So, I mean, Vig will find out in the video that that was off the top. But yeah, that's the game, guys. So you can see how powerful the deck is. We definitely could have lost there if we didn't top deck, because he would have just needed an energy to win. But, I mean, we didn't get off to the greatest starts. We had to use Mewtwo to attack. Pretty strong deck. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe if you did. And we will see you in the next one. Cheers.